I have a story about Girl Scouts. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So, I do believe that in fact, you can turn those back on. It's not quite that kind of story. Because I think I was maybe 9 or 10, and I went to Girl Scout camp with my mother. And this is kind of an interesting thing. My mother was I was a Girl Scout. So, my mother was my Girl Scout leader, and we would go every year to this Girl Scout camp called Eco Antics in the middle of the Missouri Ozarks, because that's where I'm from. And I was a very unaware child. I was very happy. I just like to spend a lot of time in the woods. My parents never made any big deal out of the fact that I'm sort of a boy. And they never said anything, never called my attention to the fact that I was a little bit different than other girls. And so, when I was 10 and went to Girl Scout camp at Eco Antics, it didn't cross my mind that I might possibly look different than some of the other girls, or that they might think that I look different. But what happened when I was at Girl Scout camp is I just thought that I met the stupidest girl I had ever met in my whole entire life. She was really sweet, but I just thought she was kind of dumb, because I roll off the minivan. I was going to say bus, but we took a minivan. I roll off the minivan into the Girl Scout camp. It's very rustic. There are cabins. It's outdoors. It's like what you would think of the Girl Scout camp being if it was cool, like the camping that the Boy Scouts get to do. Oftentimes, Girl Scouts don't get to do such cool things. We did, though. So I think that that's really changing now. But so I went to this Girl Scout camp, and it was like heaven, because there was a lake that we could swim in. There were cabins outdoors. We got to get up in the morning I imagine there was probably a bugler, but I think I'm making that up. So we just got to get up and go to breakfast, and it was like the greatest thing I'd ever done in my life. I'd never been to camp before, and so this was like heaven. And I was so happy and so completely carefree, and I was there with a couple of my friends and my mom, and I didn't think about anything. And this girl, one morning, literally I can just still kind of see her ponytail swishing. She skipped up to me, and I'm completely unaware, and she comes up and she's like, "You are the cutest boy I've ever seen." And then she skipped off. And she just gave me this look, and I stood there, and I'm 10, so I hadn't quite, found my passion yet. So I'm 10, and I'm like, "You're dumb, I'm a girl." Stupid. And I can remember going up to my mom and be like, "Mom, this girl is so stupid. She thinks I'm a boy. Hello, we are at Girl Scout camp. There are no men anywhere." And there were no men. No. The cooks were women, the leaders were women, all of the participants were women. It's the Girl Scouts. It's like the Michigan Women's Music Festival, except for 10-year-olds. So, it's what? So stupid. What is she thinking? And that was the only processing my 10-year-old brain could do. Now I'd be like, "Yeah, I am. I'll see you later." But I was 10 and I didn't quite have that awareness. That's probably good. Whew, it couldn't take that many years of that. Anyway, so I was just so shocked by this, but I went on about my business and whatever. And it was a whole weekend-long camp, which when you're 10 is forever. And so, I don't know, that was the first afternoon. And then the next morning comes around, and we're sitting at breakfast, and I'm sitting there eating my biscuits and gravy, and I look across the dining hall, and she's staring at me. And I'm like, "Oh, there's that dumb girl again. She's staring at me. What is her deal?" And I was just like, "Oh, God. I can't even watch." And I don't know. I can't remember. I know she said something else to me. I have a vague memory of playing Truth or Dare in a cabin with some older girls. They weren't that much older, maybe a year older. And I know that she came bouncing in, and I had imagined that in my mind this was the craziest, wildest thing that I'd ever done in my life. "Oh my God, we're playing Truth or Dare. We could get in so much trouble right now. We're playing Truth or Dare. Oh my God. I am not gonna," I don't know what we were even doing. We weren't even we didn't even do anything exciting at all. Now I would think it was very exciting. It wasn't even exciting. It was go outside and stand in the cold for because it was night or something. That was the dare. But I know that she was there at the Truth or Dare, and I kept thinking, I was so unexpectedly nervous because I thought she was going to do something kiss her or something. It was in the back of my head. I had no awareness of this, however, so I didn't I just had this palpable anxiety about it. And I remember talking to my mom on the drive home about it, saying, you know, there was this girl who was just really, every time I looked at her, she was staring at me, and she told me I was really cute, and I just don't understand, like, I'm a girl and so is she. And I just remember my mom sitting in the van being like, mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. So she saw it coming 7 years later when I came out to her. No surprises there. All right, that's my story.